Hi everyone, welcome to the Hollywood Actors Guide to Surviving the Film and Television Industry. This is Jennifer Lynn Warren, your host here in North Hollywood, California. So happy that the heat has finally started to give off just a little bit. It's been a crazy week. So I thought we would start off with some fun homework. And so for today's homework, I want you to think of who you currently think is your favorite actor, who's the most talented, just the best actor you could possibly think of. And I want you to go to your journal and I want you to write down the name of the actor and I want you to state reasons why. Like, why do you love this character or this actor? Or do they always play different roles? Do they always play the roles that you want to play? Do you always find them believable? Just make a list of try to make 20, give it a real good long list about what is it about this actor that you love. It can be shallow because they're pretty, or you like the fact that they have a character look if they're not typically beautiful. Whatever it is, I want you to write it down. And then I'm going to give you guys permission to do some binging. I bet you're going to love that, right? Permission to binge some Netflix, some HBO Max, some Hulu. And this is something I've done recently. This is why I'm excited to give you this homework. And I want you to start with their most recent work. And I want you to watch everything you can get a hold of. If it's not available, see if you can watch trailers or clips on YouTube. I want you to go back through their IMDb. If they did a student film, I want you to find it. If they had one line in a TV show in 1996, I want you to find it. If they did background in a film, I want you to watch it and try to find it because, we're talking Brad Pitt, we're talking Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. So they've all done background work. So if they're on your list, then you got to watch those shows. And then I want you to go on the YouTube and I want you to search and see if you can find any of their auditions that have been uploaded or anything from especially the earlier in their life that you can go, and the more esoteric you can find, the better. Because what you're going to see from that list is all the reasons that actor currently in 2020 has an amazing career, and all those reasons that you love them. Things are going to start to disappear or not feel right or feel a little bit shaky, or you'll see that maybe they weren't being cast in the right roles. Maybe they can't do everything like you assume, or didn't yet have the tools to do everything that you may have assumed. Because what you can see through watching an actor de-evolve, because we're watching them go backwards. If you want to watch them go forward, fine, whatever. I can't control your life, but I think it's more fun to watch an actor start from 2020 when they're in the prime, quote, because they're your favorite right now, and to watch them start to stumble through finding who they are as an actor. It can be very intriguing and revitalizing for you to see where you are right now and to give you hope and be like, oh, I just have to keep working at this. I just have to keep perfecting my craft. And it can be very motivational and fun. So if you want to share any thoughts that you have after you're doing this homework, I would love to see or hear which actors you guys studied. You can email me at hollywoodactorsguide@gmail.com. I look forward to those comments. Okay, friends, facts do not convince people. Don't turn off the podcast. We're not going to get political, though that has some obvious correlations there. But we are going to talk about your acting career. Facts don't convince people. And because you know that as such a true, fact, when it comes to your political life and your social media life on Facebook, watching people argue with each other and just not listen to each other, why is it that you expect the same thing from your acting career? Why is it that so many actors are just I see this on so many messaging boards, casting directors for actors and any sort of group with actors in it, you have new actors come on and they're always like, I'm so talented and I'm so good, but nobody's giving me an opportunity. And it's because they're stating facts, and facts don't change people's minds. The fact is that most people are going to assume that a new actor and a green actor with no credits and no skills and no classes on their resume are going to be awful. And that may not be true. Of course, actors have broken through with nothing on their resume. Is that you yet? Are you really going to take that Vegas gamble that's just going to happen for you? If so, best of luck. I don't think it's going to happen for you, but what do I know? What I think you need to do is to take everything into your own hands, realize that facts don't convince people, but stories do convince people. So not only as actors is our profession so important as storytellers to shape the narrative of our culture and our history. I mean, look at the wonderful things that Hamilton has done for all of us lately, and getting interested in early American history and a revitalization of that. But it can change people's minds about you as an artist. And just because you don't have the budget to do something big budget doesn't mean that you're not going to impress somebody by just being productive and just working hard and doing your best that you can possibly do, and to put that work out there. So stop stating how awesome you are and tell us the story. Show us. For our last little segment, I'm going to give you a little bit more homework if you feel like doing that. I recently found an August Strindberg play that has come into public domain called The Stronger. And I took the text and, I looked it up on YouTube. I wanted to see what other productions looked like because I'd never seen it. And all the productions that I watched set it in, because it takes place in the late 1800s. So the women are all wearing these big dresses and things like that. And I was like, well, I wonder if this play translates to modern time. And so I updated it and I shot it. And the thing that I really worked on with this piece was trying to make it unpredictable and interesting. So I took the sensibilities that we imagine women had in the 1800s and I threw it out the window a little bit. And I gave her more of a 2020, still kind of like loving the domestic life, because if you know the play, she finds out her husband is cheating on her, but she doesn't leave him. She uses it as a teaching moment to figure out what he needs in his life and go back and have domestic bliss. So not very feministic if you look at it that way, though I actually see it through a feminist eyes of like just how to take power and control over your relationships. But so I took that and I did my reinterpretation of that. And I challenge you to do the same thing, because it's so easy to be like, oh, I'm getting scripts from bad TV and film, and that's why my auditions aren't good. Well, what about taking a masterpiece, something that you know inside and out, something that everybody knows? Like, what if you took Hamlet's amazing speech, to be or not to be, that is the question, whether 'tis nobler in the mind, yada, yada, yada. What if you did it, but you figured out a way to make it interesting in a way that the audience doesn't see it coming, even though the audience has seen this monologue a million times over? And that's something else you can do with your audition. If you get an audition, you can look at the copy or the text and just imagine that this movie or TV show has being redone. So it's already been done by Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks and et cetera, et cetera. But you have to figure out how to make it your own and make it different and interesting and something they're not expecting that's outside of the text. Because often as actors, we play it very safe in auditions, so safe that we are not remembered. And then we just don't book. So that is what I have for you guys today. I hope you're staying cool out there. Stay safe, stay happy, break a leg, and remember, you are not alone.